We're going to keep the recording going for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to open up the discussion. So I'm going to allow everybody to unmute themselves. And feel free to just chat and have fun. And in 5 minutes, I turn off the recording. Moon, any learnings this time around from not watching the talks, but watching the...
Got muted.
I'm muted for some reason. Somebody's muting me.
You
Probably
muted yourself.
yes, host. No, but Moon, did you learn anything from watching the background of how people work, as opposed to just the talks themselves?
Yeah, of course. I wrote down scraping bee, chunker, or what else is in here? I'm gonna go back through the videos when they get posted too. I've been trying to pay attention. Um, I think we're just seeing the same thing where it's like there's very clearly two different modes people operate in this space. One is the space that me and Ryan operate in, where it's like I throw a bunch of stuff at it, it fails completely, and I continue to narrow the scope until it finally succeeds. And then the other ones, which are undescribable, Pedrum's one of the great examples, where it's like, here's my entire Ford factory workflow, and then I hit one button and everything, and out comes the other side. And it's great. So I think I'm going to do a presentation next season on how I'm going to make that jump. I'm being very optimistic that I will make the jump to that. But it's definitely going to be at least 5 minutes of like, hey, here's how you go from just spamming caveman rocks into a prompt to actually making these things do what you want.
All right, there is Nathan, Brian, others. Just jump in, folks. No more moderation.
Sure, absolutely. Last week in Vegas, I know I surprised you, Gadi, with my comment where I said you started like a movement of bees that pollinate each other into a full-blown bee swarm. Why do we have to wait for season 2 for an indefinite time? This is freaking awesome.
Because I don't want us to become the slop of our own output.
The
Everything.
other reason is
Okay,
an
sure.
observation over and over again. I mean, we've had 40 different people present plus Gotti 4 times. Um, the overarching like if you look at like how the work that they present goes, there almost every single presentation says, well, over the last 3 months I've been working on this, right? So it's about the cycle, it seems to be for new ideas.
Come on, Moon, work faster.
Hell no, I got a day job, brother.
So funny thing, man. Like, so great point. But for DEF CON, we did a tabletop again, and we did basically the iteration of the tabletop that we built the bioweapons for. And this time the iteration was supposed to include live newscasts and whatnot. And we used synesthesia to do it, similar to the stuff that Dave and Rodham have used. And they literally produced 2 of the newscasts for me and then pulled my entire account and shut the whole account down because they were convinced we were actually trying to convince people in Switzerland that there had been a nuclear incident in Switzerland. So, I mean, things are changing and they're changing at an extremely rapid rate. And I think it's fair, man. Give me 3 months. We're releasing Flaming Zombies, which is the OWASP project that effectively is the AI thing that we built that builds out tabletops for people. And part of that will include AI agents to go out and build newscasts and make a Moon newscast or a Gaudy newscast of, this is the nuclear plant that's just been burned to the ground. It's crazy stuff, and it changes rapidly, but not over the course of a week, over the course of a quarter.
Want you to know with no uncertainty whatsoever, when I wake up in a cold sweat several nights in a row this month, it will be your face that will be the thing that got me up out of bed.
Look at it this way. I know all sorts of shit I didn't even tell you.
Thank God. I know that's not just it, Brian. You probably had 200 thoughts on mute.
By the way, I have a
Awesome.
question for everyone. When do you think code vibing gonna be the default for everything, and human coding is gonna be the weird things?
9 months.
I don't think so.
It's very specific.
Never.
So, I mean, if you look at Microsoft's study and you
Wait,
evaluate,
Nathan, I'm so sorry. I just want to win this bet. 9 months in a day. After I win, right? Sorry, Nathan, please go ahead.
if you look at Microsoft's study, they actually figured out that coders that have been coding for more than 5 years are actually slowed down by AI currently. So I think what we're going to end up looking at is something to the tune of intro coders using AI to get to the point where they're better coders, and then probably from there the jump off point will be you stop using AI quite so much and you begin seeing it peter out. Not that AI will peter out, but it'll peter out of that individual coder's coding practice, while they will still use it for setting up a framework or setting up a variable template or any number of different like base level things. It won't be the thing that they spend the whole day doing.
I gotta tell you, I read a lot of influencer crap on LinkedIn that says it's
1,000 lines
yes,
of code.
30% faster, or let's say it's getting us slower. And our developers at Gnostic, some of them did not like this at all, don't get me wrong, but we all kind of doubled down. We're using Cursor, and we're at least, it's really hard to measure, 200% speed. And I think we'll get much, much better. And it's not necessarily just about having it code for you. For example, a lot of stuff coders do all day long is just copy paste. You no longer copy paste, or you can refactor 200 lines of code in a second, or you can talk to it and create prompts that essentially will help you. It's just crazy. Even before you get to really complex stuff like rules, just knowing how to use Cursor correctly is crazy effective and can get you to hundreds of percentages more. It's like when you start, before you know what you're doing, it's like you have an entire team of the best junior that ever worked for you backing you up. So I don't buy any of that slowing you down crap. I think people just don't know how to use it.
I
I
Addressing
agree with
think
that. I
Dave's,
keep
sorry, go
seeing
ahead.
those I see the anti-AI coding comments or posts on LinkedIn, and I just think to myself, I don't comment because I don't want other people to know, but I just think you're not prompting properly. But I think the exciting thing in the next couple of months or years is we're going to see like artists and people that would never touch a keyboard to code writing code. So statistically, there's going to be a lot more people writing code, maybe for things we wouldn't think about, not production grade, enterprise level applications, but many people writing much more code at a smaller
100%.
level.
Yeah, I recently just because I'm going to Croatia soon to hang out with my family there, and I don't speak Croatian and they don't speak English. I wrote a live translator that works flawlessly. So a project like that might have taken weeks in the past if I'm manually doing it, but I did in 3 days using Claude Flow and Claude Code. So 100% resonate for me what you just said, Jenna.